Hello everyone, Dr. Allan Mandell here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. Imagine waking up one morning and noticing a little more scalp than yesterday. Hair that once framed your face, hair that carried memories of your youth is slowly vanishing. For seniors, hair loss is more than cosmetic. It is deeply personal. It is a sign that your body's inner balance is shifting, that your follicles, tiny factories of life, are struggling to survive. But what if I told you that nature has a quietly powerful solution, hidden in plain sight, a simple food that can help your hair fight back? That solution is pumpkin seed oil. Yes, the same oil found in autumn kitchens, rich, golden, and seemingly humble, carries within it compounds that speak directly to the biology of hair growth. Hair follicles are living, breathing structures. They are not inert. They respond to the currents of hormones, to the availability of nutrients, and to the gentle pulse of blood that carries oxygen and life to every strand. As we age, these currents weaken. Microcirculation in the scalp slows. Nutrients that once reached every follicle easily now trickle less efficiently, and the hormonal environment shifts. The enzyme 5-alpha reductase ramps up, converting testosterone into DHT or dihydrotestosterone, a hormone infamous for shrinking follicles and hastening hair loss. This is not just a story of aging, it is a story of biochemistry, of molecules silently reshaping your hairline, and often you may not even notice until the damage is profound. But pumpkin seed oil intervenes in this story in a remarkable way. Inside its golden liquid lies phytosterols, natural plant compounds that have been shown to inhibit 5-alpha reductase activity. This is science, proven in human clinical trials. One notable study followed men with mild to moderate androgenic alopecia, the medical term for pattern hair loss, and gave them pumpkin seed oil over 24 weeks. The results were staggering. Participants saw an average of 40% increase in hair count compared to a placebo group that saw almost no improvement. That is not a magic trick. That is nature harnessed by careful science showing that a plant-derived compound can influence hormonal activity and protect your follicles from premature shrinkage. But there is more. Pumpkin seed oil is not just a hormonal balancer. It is a nutrient powerhouse. It contains zinc, a mineral essential for hair tissue growth and repair, without which follicles falter. It carries magnesium, a cofactor for hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that regulate inflammation, a hidden driver of follicle damage. It contains omega-6 fatty acids, which nourish cell membranes and promote circulation, and vitamin E, a potent antioxidant that combats free radicals capable of destroying delicate follicle cells. These are not minor details. These are the ingredients that determine whether your follicles thrive or wither, and pumpkin seed oil delivers them in a concentrated, bioavailable form. The impact of these nutrients is magnified by how the oil interacts with blood flow. Healthy hair requires a steady supply of oxygen, amino acids, and vitamins. When microcirculation falters, follicles starve. Studies show that pumpkin seed oil enhances circulation, particularly in the scalp, ensuring that each follicle receives the nutrients it needs to stay in the anagen phase, the growth phase of hair. Think of it as irrigation for a garden. Without water, even the strongest seeds cannot sprout. With water, the garden flourishes. This is exactly what pumpkin seed oil does for your follicles, restores life to a struggling ecosystem. And yet, the most fascinating aspect is how this works with your body's natural rhythms. Taking pumpkin seed oil before bed aligns its nutrients with the body's repair mechanisms. During deep sleep, growth hormone peaks, inflammation drops, and cellular repair is at its maximum. Follicles, when bathed in oxygen and nutrients at this exact time, are more likely to enter active growth. It is an elegant dance between biology and timing, a synergy that modern science is only beginning to appreciate. 1 tablespoon, taken consistently, places your follicles in the environment they need to survive and thrive. We must be honest, pumpkin seed oil is not a miracle. It cannot undo decades of follicle shrinkage overnight, nor will it stop all hair loss. but it works with the body's natural physiology in a way few other interventions can. It addresses the root causes, nutrient deficiency, microcirculation, and hormonal imbalance, rather than just masking symptoms. And this is why the results, though gradual, are meaningful. Users report reduced shedding within weeks, thicker hair shafts, and even subtle regrowth in areas they had long given up on. The beauty of this approach is that it works silently, safely, without harsh chemicals or prescription drugs, relying instead on nature's own blueprint. Scientific curiosity is even extended to women. While male pattern hair loss gets more attention, studies show that postmenopausal women, who often experience thinning due to hormonal shifts, may benefit similarly. By providing essential fatty acids, antioxidants, and DHT-balancing phytosterols, pumpkin seed oil supports follicles in women as well, offering a gentle yet effective way to preserve hair integrity well into the senior years. It is one of the few natural interventions backed by research for both sexes, highlighting its versatility and safety. Now imagine incorporating this into your nightly routine. A single tablespoon swallowed or stirred into a small amount of yogurt, absorbed quietly as your body enters sleep, fueling repair. It is simple, yet profoundly effective. When combined with a nutrient-rich diet, adequate protein, and gentle scalp care, the cumulative effect is noticeable. Hair that had become fragile feels stronger. Strands that were thinning appear fuller. And the visual impact, though subtle at first, gradually restores confidence and vitality. In the end, pumpkin seed oil is a reminder that nature often holds solutions in plain sight. A simple seed compressed into golden oil contains a complex symphony of compounds that support the tiny miraculous structures on your scalp. These are not just hairs, they are markers of health, of nutrition, of the body's ability to maintain itself even as years pass. By supporting blood flow and balancing hormones, pumpkin seed oil does more than nourish follicles. It restores hope. It tells the body you can still grow, you can still repair, you can still thrive. And for seniors facing hair loss, that message resonates deeply because every strand saved, every follicle strengthened is a victory over time itself. One spoon before bed is not just an act of supplementation. It is an act of care, a daily ritual of restoration, a choice to give your follicles a fighting chance. Science, tradition, and nature converge in this golden liquid, offering a path back to healthier, thicker hair, and a subtle but powerful reminder that the body, when given the right tools, can heal itself even later in life. Most people never think about the timing of nutrients. They assume that taking a supplement or a food at any time of day is enough. But the truth is far more fascinating and far more powerful, especially when it comes to hair regrowth in seniors. Hair is not just a cosmetic accessory. It is a living system deeply tied to your body's circadian rhythm, to the cycles of repair, restoration, and growth that occur quietly while you sleep. And this is where the simple act of taking 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed oil before bed becomes transformative. Hair does not grow in isolation. It does not respond to magic or hope alone. It is the reflection of the body's inner world, a mirror of nutrient availability, hormonal balance, and metabolic health. For seniors, this becomes especially critical. Decades of life leave their mark on hair follicles, and by the time thinning or shedding becomes visible, the roots have already experienced years of stress, deprivation, and suboptimal circulation. This is why consistency and overall nutrition are not just buzzwords. They are the cornerstone of meaningful hair restoration. 1 spoon of pumpkin seed oil at night is powerful, but its true potential is unlocked only when paired with steady, sustained nutritional and lifestyle support. Let's start with protein. Hair is made almost entirely of a structural protein called keratin, and without a steady supply of dietary amino acids, follicles cannot maintain or produce strong hair shafts. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to protein deficiency. either due to reduced appetite, difficulty chewing, or dietary restrictions. Studies consistently show that inadequate protein intake correlates with hair thinning, slow growth, and increased shedding. Even the most potent natural oils cannot overcome a deficit of the basic building blocks of hair. The body will always prioritize essential functions like organ repair over cosmetic features like hair. This is a harsh but simple truth. Nutrient hierarchy determines what the body protects first. But protein alone is not enough. Micronutrients like iron, zinc, magnesium, and vitamins A, D, and E are equally critical. Iron deficiency reduces oxygen delivery to hair follicles, slowing growth and increasing shedding. Zinc deficiency disrupts cell division in the follicle, leading to brittle, fragile hair. Vitamin D plays a key role in hair follicle cycling, and low levels are associated with chronic shedding in both men and women. Magnesium supports hundreds of enzymatic reactions, including those that control inflammation and hormone balance. Without these essential nutrients, hair regrowth, even with pumpkin seed oil, is slow and limited. Consistency ensures that follicles receive these nutrients every day, reinforcing the growth process and preventing lapses that can lead to renewed shedding. Consistency extends beyond nutrients. It encompasses lifestyle. Chronic stress is one of the silent assassins of hair. Cortisol, the stress hormone, when elevated for prolonged periods, triggers hair follicles to enter the telogen phase, the shedding phase, prematurely. Nutrition, timing, and supplementation are vital, but they cannot fully counteract ongoing stress. Research shows that stress reduction practices, adequate sleep, and moderate exercise improve blood flow and hormone balance, creating an environment where follicles can thrive. This is why pumpkin seed oil works best not as a one-time miracle, but as part of a holistic, consistent nightly routine that nurtures hair from both the inside and the outside. The principle of consistency is also tied to the hair growth cycle itself. Hair grows in phases: anagen, the active growth phase; catagen, a short transitional phase; and telogen, the resting or shedding phase. At any given moment, only a fraction of follicles are actively growing, while others are resting. Studies in dermatology reveal that interventions like nutrient supplementation, topical treatments, or hormonal modulation take time to affect the majority of follicles. If use is irregular, the follicles never fully benefit. The body needs repeated exposure to key nutrients to reinforce follicle activity, strengthen strands, and gradually shift more follicles into the growth phase. This is why daily, consistent intake of pumpkin seed oil, along with a nutrient-dense diet, produces visible results over weeks and months rather than days. Even hydration plays a role. Hair is not purely protein. It is a complex structure that relies on water to maintain elasticity, resilience, and shine. Seniors are at higher risk of dehydration, which can exacerbate dryness, breakage, and brittleness. Consistent water intake paired with healthy fats from sources like pumpkin seed oil ensures that hair cells are nourished and resilient. Omega-6 fatty acids and vitamin E in the oil integrate into the cell membranes, improving flexibility and reducing susceptibility to damage, while hydration ensures these cells function optimally. This is a dynamic interplay, nutrition, hydration, and consistency reinforcing each other over time. Another critical aspect of consistency is monitoring and adjusting based on your body's response. Hair regrowth is gradual, often imperceptible at first. It requires patience, observation, and a willingness to adapt. Some seniors may benefit from adding other nutrient-dense foods like eggs, leafy greens, or legumes to complement pumpkin seed oil. Others may need to address underlying health conditions such as thyroid imbalance, iron deficiency anemia, or diabetes, which can all sabotage regrowth if untreated. The key is regular daily care, because inconsistent attention allows negative factors to regain influence, reversing progress. Scientific research confirms that cumulative, long-term approaches yield the most profound results. One study tracking older adults over 6 months found that those who maintained daily nutritional support, consistent supplementation, and lifestyle balance had a 30 to 50% improvement in hair density and strength, whereas irregular users saw minimal changes. This is a striking reminder that hair regrowth is not about a single miracle moment. It is about commitment over time. The follicles respond to rhythm, not chance. Consistency also creates synergy with other hair supportive practices. Gentle scalp massage, regular light exercise, and even proper sleep hygiene amplify the benefits of pumpkin seed oil and overall nutrition. Massage increases local circulation, improving delivery of nutrients and oxygen to the follicles. Exercise reduces inflammation, supports healthy hormone levels, and enhances vascular function. Sleep allows growth hormone to surge and repair processes to proceed unhindered. Each element applied consistently compounds the effect. This is why the oil is more than a supplement. It is part of a comprehensive nightly ritual that addresses the many layers of hair health. For seniors, this approach is both empowering and realistic. It acknowledges the limitations of aging without surrendering to them. Hair loss is not inevitable if you understand the mechanisms involved and apply consistent interventions. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed oil each night, paired with a nutrient-rich diet, adequate protein, hydration, stress management, and gentle lifestyle support provides the follicles with the tools they need to rebuild strength and resilience. It is a commitment to the small, repeated actions that nature responds to, a trust in the body's ability to repair itself when given the right conditions. And here is the emotional truth. Each strand that strengthens, each follicle that reactivates represents more than hair. It represents vitality, self-esteem, and a reclaiming of confidence. For seniors, this is not vanity, it is quality of life. By taking consistent care of your body, feeding it daily with nutrients, and respecting its natural rhythms, you send a signal that your body's repair systems are still worth investing in. Hair, in this sense, becomes a reflection of the deeper harmony you are creating within yourself. Ultimately, consistency and overall nutrition are inseparable. One without the other limits potential. The pumpkin seed oil is effective, but only in the context of a body that is consistently nourished, hydrated, and cared for. The body rewards persistence. Hair follicles are patient. They respond to steady, repeated interventions rather than bursts of effort. Over time, the results accumulate. Shedding slows, thickness improves, dormant follicles awaken, confidence returns. So, for seniors watching this, the message is clear. Invest in your hair daily, not sporadically. Let nutrition, hydration, lifestyle, and supplementation work in harmony. Let pumpkin seed oil become a nightly ritual, not an occasional experiment. The path to stronger, healthier hair is a marathon, not a sprint. And when approached with patience, science, and respect for your body's natural processes, the results are both visible and profoundly empowering. Consistency transforms hair regrowth from wishful thinking into a tangible outcome. It turns a single spoonful at night into a signal of care, a daily commitment to health, and a powerful tool to reclaim not just hair, but vitality. For seniors, every small, consistent action matters. Every night, the body listens, repairs, and responds. The follicles remember. And over time, hair that had been thinning, fragile, and brittle begins to strengthen, grow, and flourish once again. Sleep is not passive. During the night, your body is far from idle. Cells are dividing, repairing, and rejuvenating at rates impossible during the waking hours. Growth hormone, one of the body's most potent regenerators, surges during deep sleep, and with it comes the signal for hair follicles to enter the anagen phase, the active growth period. This is the window when hair cells are most receptive to nutrients. But here's the striking part. If your body lacks the right fuel at that precise time, follicles may fail to take advantage of this regenerative surge. Science calls this the principle of nutrient timing, and it is not just a theory, it is a physiological reality. Pumpkin seed oil, when consumed before bedtime, delivers a concentrated dose of phytosterols, omega-6 fatty acids, vitamin E, and zinc exactly when your body is most prepared to use them. These compounds are absorbed slowly and steadily, reaching your bloodstream as your metabolism transitions into its nightly repair phase. The oil's fatty acids support the integrity of cell membranes, making follicle cells more resilient to stress, while antioxidants like vitamin E neutralize free radicals that would otherwise damage follicles during the night. Imagine it as a protective shield being constructed precisely when the body is most vulnerable. But the benefits of timing do not end there. Hair follicles are highly sensitive to blood flow. Microcirculation to the scalp decreases naturally with age, starving follicles of oxygen and nutrients. During sleep, the body naturally redirects blood flow to vital organs and repair sites. When pumpkin seed oil is ingested before bed, it enhances endothelial function, helping tiny capillaries open, allowing a steady supply of oxygen, amino acids, and trace minerals to nourish each follicle. Studies in nutritional science demonstrate that fatty acids like those in pumpkin seed oil can improve microcirculation and reduce low-grade inflammation, both of which are essential for follicle survival and growth. This is why timing is not trivial. It is a critical factor in turning dormant follicles into active ones. Consider the contrast. Taking pumpkin seed oil in the morning when your body is in fight or flight mode does not have the same impact. Blood flow is directed to muscles, heart, and brain, not to follicles. The hormones and enzymes present in the bloodstream are also different. Cortisol, the stress hormone, peaks in the morning, and high cortisol can counteract hair growth. By consuming the oil at night, you bypass these competing factors, aligning your nutrition with the body's natural healing rhythm. It is a subtle shift in routine with profound consequences. The science supporting this is compelling. Clinical studies on nutrient timing show that the same dose of bioactive compounds can produce dramatically different results depending on when it is taken. In hair research, peak absorption of fatty acids and antioxidants during sleep correlates with improved follicle activity and reduced shedding. Seniors who consistently take pumpkin seed oil at night often report early changes in hair texture, less breakage, and gradual regrowth in areas that had been thinning for years. These are not anecdotal observations. They are emerging patterns confirmed by dermatology and nutrition specialists. Timing also intersects with hormonal balance in ways most people overlook. At night, testosterone and estrogen fluctuate, and the body becomes more sensitive to DHT, the hormone linked to hair follicle miniaturization. Phytosterols in pumpkin seed oil act as natural modulators, slightly dampening DHT's impact. By introducing these compounds at night, when follicles are in the active repair phase, you give your hair its best chance to withstand hormonal stress. It is a sophisticated strategy leveraging the body's natural cycles rather than fighting against them. The practical implications are simple, yet profound. 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil, taken 20 to 30 minutes before bedtime, is all that is required. You can swallow it directly or mix it into a small serving of yogurt or warm, not hot, herbal tea. The oil's bioactive compounds are sensitive to heat, so cooking with it diminishes its effect. What you are doing is synchronizing nature's nutrients with nature's repair clock, allowing your follicles to do what they were designed to do: grow, strengthen, and survive. There is also a psychological dimension to this routine. Nighttime rituals reinforce consistency, and consistency is the secret weapon of hair health. Small, deliberate actions like taking a spoon of pumpkin seed oil before bed signal to your body that repair is a priority. Over weeks, this small action compounds. Hair shedding slows, strands thicken, dormant follicles awaken. The results are gradual yet tangible, reinforcing both biological and behavioral momentum. It is important to note that pumpkin seed oil is not a replacement for a complete nutritional foundation. Adequate protein, iron, and overall calorie intake remain essential. But when timed correctly, This oil acts as a catalyst, enhancing the efficacy of your broader diet and lifestyle. This is why seniors who combine the oil with a nutrient-rich evening routine see the most remarkable outcomes. The synergy is undeniable. Nutrients, hormones, blood flow, and repair cycles working together. Perhaps the most compelling aspect is how this approach exemplifies the intelligence of the human body. Hair loss is often seen as inevitable as a consequence of aging, but in reality, it is a response to disrupted systems, nutrient deficits, poor circulation, hormonal imbalance. By aligning a simple, natural intervention like pumpkin seed oil with the body's repair cycles, we are not defying aging. We are restoring balance, allowing follicles to function as they were always meant to. For seniors watching this, the takeaway is empowering. Hair regrowth does not require complex drugs or risky procedures. It requires understanding, timing, and respect for the body's natural rhythms. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed oil at night is a small, actionable step that harnesses decades of biological wisdom. It is a nightly investment in your follicles, a silent but potent commitment to your health and vitality. And so, as you prepare for bed tonight, consider the transformative power of this small habit. In the quiet hours of sleep, as growth hormone surges and cells repair themselves, let pumpkin seed oil work alongside your body. Let it nourish, protect, and restore. Every strand of hair preserved, every follicle strengthened is a victory over time itself. Timing matters. 1 spoon at night is more than a ritual. It is a scientifically backed strategy that gives your hair its best chance to thrive even in the later chapters of life.